So my Kelly Osbourne rant video from last night is getting some traction, and I just want to say that two, maybe three things. Number one, we all self-sabotage, okay, whether we're conscious of it or not. I'm guilty of it. Number two, Kelly Osbourne was the headline of that video, the topic of that video that I chose to center because she was front of mind given her most recent appearance at the Brit Awards. But I was talking about all the women that we have been talking about since the Wicked press tour began, right? Like, I was talking about at least a dozen women. I could have named a million women on planet Earth that are going through the same thing. More specifically, I could have named hundreds of women who have had celebrity and fame thrust upon them without their consent. I could have named any of 100 of those, and that is a plight that you or I will never understand. I was also trying to highlight, however poorly I did, because that was just an off-the-cuff rant, our inability as individuals and collectively to hold paradox, which is something I've been talking about on this app for 6 years, which is to say that yes, ED, yes, mental illness, yes, grief, also patriarchy, misogyny, the beauty industrial complex, also lack of self-awareness, also denial, also feeding into the lie, because it's easier to believe the lie that you can be fixed on the outside and feel better on the inside, and our lack of ability to hold ourselves to account where that is concerned. And also the fact that women, sadly, have been weaponized as agents of the patriarchy to sell, market, and commodify beauty, health, and wellness to other women, when in reality the women that are doing the selling are deeply unwell. They are themselves victims of said systems, and they are perpetuating the cycle of violence. And a lot of them are doing it knowingly. Women talking about women's bodies is not a blanket bad thing. It's not objectively a internalized misogynist thing for women to be discussing other women's bodies, okay? You guys want to talk about nuance, but it still misses you. I was not shaming Kelly Osbourne. I do not believe that I was, in either intent or in impact or in the way I articulated that. This is not about shaming. This is not about how she looks. This is not about appearance. This is about her health and well-being, which, yes, the way she looks is the signifier to alert us that, danger, danger. And yes, it could also be a Chadwick Boseman situation where there's something else going on behind the scenes that we are not privy to. Of course, that can always be the case. But again, that is not the only thing going on, because this can be traced back with her to when she was a child, when cameras were shoved in front of her face without her consent, as were the Jenner girls, you get it. She has been bullied her entire life. She had no say in that. My heart breaks for her and every other girl that has been placed in that situation. And this also goes back to the 90s and heroin chic, which we're seeing the return of, and the Ozempic of it all, and the priming us to be okay with less, priming us for the socioeconomic hellscape that we are living in, wherein we have to choose between food and diapers, food and mental health, food and rent, okay? There are a multitude of things going on here at the same time, kids. okay? And that's okay. That's okay. It's hard to hold space for all of these contradictory realities, but that's what holding paradox is. And I don't believe that it is victim blaming to call out the women, and the only women I called out or have called out to the best of my knowledge are women of extreme privileged. The whitest, beauty standardist, richest, privileged women are the ones that I'm calling out for their cognitive dissonance, for their inability with all of the resources available to them to still perpetuate the lie. Because yes, it is true that many of these women are in such denial that they are not aware of what they are doing to themselves. That is how mental illness and addiction can work. I'm aware of that. But a lot of these women, specifically the influencers I'm speaking to right now, that are again hawking insecurity as confidence, are also in themselves victims of patriarchy, but they have been weaponized, like I said earlier, to keep selling insecurity to the rest of us. So again, multiple things can be true at once. I do say shame on Jaclyn Hill and Alex Earl and Michaela and myriad other people I could name. Those are just who comes to mind. The Kardashians, Taylor Swift, all of these rich white bitches are selling you a product, okay? And they are themselves victims. I get it. I'm not a dumb bitch. This is where you guys need to hold paradox, not just nuance, but literally hold conflicting opposites at the same time if you want to have a conversation. We've been watching Eugenia Cooney slowly and painfully die and be exploited by her own mother. And as I mentioned at the tail end of that Kelly Osbourne video from last night, like, her father, when he was alive, her brother, her husband, shame on them. Straight to jail. Do not let go. But it is not. Like, the amount of women in the comments of that Kelly Osbourne video from last night who are, it's none of our business. It's none of our business. It's how dare you talk about another woman's appearance. It's none of our business. It's none of our business. Okay, what? And these are the same bitches that think they're like pro-women, that they think they're feminists. Like, what do you mean? What do you mean it's not your business? What do you mean it's not your business? The business is the business of harming women. The business of harming women is harming women by convincing women that other women aren't harming women, because under patriarchy, we've been programmed to harm each other, because we've all been programmed and hypnotized to buy into body positivity and like body and all this, well, beauty, but no, here I go again. But I know I'm wrong about a lot of things, but I know that I'm not wrong about this. I know that you can have a tight little nip tuck. You can, have procedures. That's the other thing, is these bitches will not cop to the fact that they've had work done. That's the issue right there. And like, it's not the fact that you've had work done, bitch. It's the fact that you are lying to our faces. And I'm starting to believe that these women actually believe that they haven't had work done. That they've just, it's just, it's a product or a little inject. Do you understand? Do you understand when they believe the lie? This is just so exhausting. It's exhausting. And more women are gonna die.